Hey everybody, welcome back. We are back here with a update on the Norfolk Southern parts shop built K5LA Hybrid project that I recently got a couple months back. You guys seen in the last video we took the back caps off, checked out the diaphragms, checked out what's going on inside the power chambers, nozzle rings and all that. Today we are going to look behind all the diffuser rings and see what's going on. I already went through and did the lovely job of loosening these bolts, and I'll tell you why I specified lovely on that. So I didn't have any issues with any of the back cap bolts, surprisingly. They were corroded, but I really didn't have to fight too much. But the one bill, the 4A and the 5 gave me some issues, and I'll talk about that. I will show just a little baby boo-boo. Don't even look that bad anymore, but it was bleeding pretty good earlier. Busted my knuckle when I was working on the number one, the top bolt. Was it the top bolt? I think it was the top bolt. Yeah, you guys can see some stress on the bolt where the Allen wrench was in there. Took quite a bit of force to break it loose. When it finally did break loose, part of my knuckle caught somewhere on the outer ring there. But that one was easy compared to these two, and I'll show you. I'll show you the issues that I had, so you guys could see that two of these bolts I did not, I completely took out, and they're laying over here. And one of them is stuck pretty well on the end of an Allen wrench. So we'll talk about what I did. This process works. It's not the greatest thing to do, but it is super quick and easy. That's why I did it. Normally, I would have just drilled these out, got an easy out, backed them out, or completely drilled them out and retapped the hole. I really didn't feel like going through all that work, so I tried the kind of redneck easy way to do it, and it worked on both bolts, which is pretty nice. So some of you may know these bolts are normally a 3/16 standard Allen wrench, and which I tried initially. I tried to so it had looked like these two bolts had been somebody had tried to remove them before and stripped them. There was still some grip on there, so I took just the normal 3/16, took my little hammer, tapped them down into the heads of the bolts to try and get a new bite on it. This was still slipping off and pulling out, so I went and got my metric Allen heads there, Allen wrenches, and I pulled out the number 5 and proceeded to see if I can get that to focus. Proceeded to hammer on the top of it and pretty much make a whole new head of the bolt right there. And the first one, it worked really good. The second one that it's currently stuck to, I had to I had to ream it out a little bit more with the 3/16 to get the number 5 hammered down in there good enough to where I could get a solid bite on it. Yes, I know that is nowhere near a proper way to do that, but it works in a pinch if you don't feel like going through, what could have potentially been a couple hours worth of project turned into, a few minutes of just hammering one in there. And that one was stuck on here too. All I did was I just put it up against my table, held it down with one hand, took my hammer and hit on it till it popped off. Still a good Allen wrench. Didn't ruin the Allen wrench. These are pretty good ones. Basically just made myself new. You guys can see, if I can focus it, you guys can see there how I hammered it down in there, and it basically just made a new tight fit. There we go. Not pretty. Definitely not going to reuse that bolt. I got plenty of extras, not worried about losing the bolt. It's just a generic bolt anyway, so that's what I had to deal with on the 4 and 5. Luckily, all the other bolts and on these two didn't give me any issues. Just a little tight at first to get the first turn, but they all broke loose pretty easy. The ones that I didn't have to hammer into broke loose with some effort, not too bad. So that's what I kind of had to deal with there. So that's where we're at there. Now, like I said, I have not pulled the bolts out all the way. I just got them loose. So once again, we will be discovering what the inside of the power chambers look like together. I like to have these nice together experiences with you guys. Looks like we got enough natural light, so we'll probably just do this naturally. And I won't spend too much time on this, because this is basically just us seeing what I have. Whoa. What I got to deal with here. Well, they're loose enough. I can use the T-handle here. So yeah, well, welcome to my video. I like to throw my tools on the floor. Alright. Another side note is the one bell still had its original bolts that have the old FS on them. The number 2 had been replaced with some later era ones. The 83 did not have its original. I'm guessing these had their originals, and that's why a couple of them were not wanting to come out. Just like with these, that one top bolt kind of gave me some crap trying to get it out. I'll get the light facing this way here. And we'll see what we got here. Alright, so first inspection's not too bad. A little bit of buildup from moisture, some staining that won't come out, but nothing too crazy. We'll also, when I just do the check clean on this, like I said, I'm gonna try this horn out straight up and just to see how it sounds, but I am going to make sure it's clean, and I'm not going to get a bunch of particulate floating around in here that's going to ruin anything any further than it already has. So I'll do a thorough cleaning on this horn, but not a deep cleaning, I should say. I'm just going to make sure nothing. I'm going to make sure the nozzle rings are clean and clear. I'll make sure there's nothing down in the inlet. Make sure that's all clean out. Make sure there's no foreign material floating around in the power chamber that could ruin the nozzle anymore. And this is a great example of what foreign material can do. What I call wormholing its way in between the diaphragm and the nozzle. You know, it's aluminum, so it's soft. So if something gets caught in between the diaphragm and the nozzle, it'll slowly vibrate its way out and cause these little wormholes. These aren't too bad. Not too worried about those affecting the sound in any way, but sometimes they can get pretty bad. So you always want to make sure that I know everyone likes to just get a horn and test it right away, but sometimes, even if you're kind of nervous to take apart, sometimes it's kind of worth it, because you could potentially avoid causing further damage. So that's why I'm a huge supporter of even original pieces. Take them apart, clean them, service them, make sure they're good. Even if you're scared to, it's just at the end of the day, it's bolts. You drill it out, tap it out. I mean, I'm not a machinist by any means necessary. I have skills in doing stuff like that, but before I got in the horn hobby, I really didn't have any skills as far as dealing with some of this stuff. So I did a lot of learning. I had some fails, I had some trials and errors, but you know, enough of that. To diffuser ring. Looks like it has been turned. Maybe. Yeah, because I'm guessing that was a point where it was sitting like that, and then it sat like that, so it's been turned. Hasn't been flipped, but it's been turned. Nothing too bad there. Clean that up. That's still a good usable part. Little bit of bending. Boy, if I could focus on that. A little bit of bending right where the bolts tie down onto them, but that really doesn't matter. As long as they're not cracked, you don't really have anything too crazy to worry about. All right, on to the next. On to the next. Oh, I could actually fell down at my feet. Cool. Get that good squeak from the threads being tight. Everyone's gotta love that sound. Hope you guys are doing good. A lot of crazy weather out there. We are finally through our really cold spell here in western Minnesota. It was really cold for a couple weeks there. We're finally on a little warming trend, so I am sorry I haven't uploaded anything in a while. I have a really crappy job that keeps me super busy, so if you guys don't hear from me for a while, I'm just dealing with work. Alright, let's see what the 2 bill has. So, first of all, this is very clean. Just a little bit of stuff right where the inlet shoots out. Other than that, pretty damn clean. It looks like it's been flipped, because you can see where a bolt head would have, unless if that's, you know what, actually that hasn't been flipped. That's just where they sit down in those little pockets there. So yeah, it hasn't been flipped, or has it? Yeah, I guess it has. Yeah. So yeah, it's been flipped, it's been cleaned. Still a good part. Pretty clean overall. I mean, if I can see shiny, that's a lot better than some of the horns that I've worked on before. Nothing. Whoa, come on. Nothing too crazy. Like I said, we'll get down in there, clean those inlets out. They're actually not terrible. You guys can see down in there. I'll still clean all that crap out. Make sure everything's really good before we go putting air through it. I may or may not use the original diaphragms. I'm going to do some cleaning on some of that stuff. I'm going to check out that stuff because I want to hear, my goal when I test this horn is I want to hear it clean and clear, as clean and clear as possible. So that way I can hear if it's crap or if it's good, or kind of crap or kind of good. So we'll check out the 3. Put these guys back over here. Get these out and see how the 3. So this is the oldest bill on the horn. 80s race circle 3. Alright. Wow. That is like brand new damn near. Holy crap. That's wild. That is really crazy. For it being an older 3, it is super clean. Well, that's crazy. That's like damn near new old stock clean right there. It's had a little bit of time. I'm guessing this part, I don't know what the story is on this part, where it came from or how it got to be on this horn. But it was clean. Very rarely do you see 80s bells that clean straight out of the box like that. So that's interesting. I I wonder what if I can get the light focused right here, we'll see down in there. Even the inlet's pretty clean. So I don't know what happened early on in life for it to be this clean, but it was definitely not honked that much on the horn once this horn was assembled. So that's that part of the story that I can tell you. The rest of the story is lost somewhere in its time life. Why that's so clean in there. That's crazy. That's pretty cool though. Diffuser ring, I'm guessing, has been replaced depending on well, it's 80s, so it would have had a lightweight. This is a heavyweight, newer style, a little bit newer style. Probably early 2000s, I'm guessing. So yeah, super clean on the 3. That's kind of crazy. I honestly was not expecting that. I was expecting that to be a complete shit show in there. So check out the raised letter 4A. Like I said, I did not, once I had that in there, I was on there, so we took them out, left them out, but I have not taken these other ones out yet. Sorry for my really like stuttering like that, because I am actually like trying to do this through the camera and not actually looking at what I'm doing. A little stiff. Alright. So yeah, my depth perception is a little off when I do that, so sorry if it looks a little goofy. Damn. Well, I mean, a little bit of staining. Actually, I don't even know if that's staining. That might be like oils and shit from the air. You guys can see it's kind of gooey looking in there. Clean though. Shiny, clean. I bet you if I wipe that up, that'll clean right up. So, let's look at the inlet. See what the inlet's fairly clean in there. Not too bad. So yeah, these bells are, this particular one's pretty good along with the 3. Interesting. Let's see. This has not been flipped. And since this had a bolt that would not come out for whoever tried to work on it before, I'm gonna take a guess and say that this is an original piece to this bell. Those back, and lastly here we'll check out the 5. Get that good old squeak. Alright. Oh, jeez. Not too bad. Little staining. Overall pretty clean though. You guys can see, so staring at a K5LA, the 5 sits in this orientation. So if we look at the back side and hold it up, you guys can see the most of the staining happened down at the bottom where the moisture would sit in, oh boy, focus, would sit. And since we have a super-sized inlet on this, if I can get the light to go in there, looks a little dirty down in there. I'll try and check. Why is the light being all weird on the camera here? So yeah, we'll clean that out, but not too bad. Hopefully, what I should do is check how far down my nozzle is on this. So basically, what I just use a any type of metal ruler. This just so happens to be a scale ruler for modeling, but it's completely flat. You guys can see we're down just a little bit from the outer ring, so we definitely have a little bit of wear. Pretty close on that side. We're definitely gapping on this side. Hopefully it's not too bad. I'll kind of see how it sounds if I have to file everything down flat and kind of do some machining by hand like that. I'll do so, but if it sounds okay, I'm not gonna mess with it. So yeah, not too bad. A little bit of TLC. Definitely, I'm gonna see if this doesn't sound like complete crap. I'll keep it a large inlet, but I don't know, that's a lot of air. That's a lot of air for a 5 right there, so we'll see. Still got some dead bugs chilling there, which I'm sure you guys saw from the last video. Diffuser ring definitely has not been, I don't know, it's so clean though. Well, I guess the inside of this bell's fairly clean, so some bells on this horn really didn't have that much of a honking life. So I'm gonna guess this is the original, because I mean that one bolt wouldn't come out. So yeah, guys, that's the inside. So from here, I'm going to start the cleaning process. Like I said, I'm just gonna do a kind of a mild cleaning on it. We'll clean out all the inlets. I'll go through, clean the diaphragms, see if I want to just try it with new diaphragms, just so that I get like a really good clear sound, or maybe try the flip side of these, or try the original sides of these. I'm not sure yet. I'll do some more looking in on the diaphragms once I'm cleaning them, seeing if they're warped, and all that stuff. So yeah, hopefully a couple months. It'll probably be a couple months, because we're still a little ways away from weather warm enough to where I want to spend time in the garage. So we'll just kind of play it by ear, but that gives me plenty of time. I don't feel rushed to clean anything up. I can just kind of take my time. Some of you that have been on my channel long enough know that in the wintertime my sink over there likes to freeze up, and I just unthawed the cold water side. Still waiting for the hot water side to unthaw, so I can't really clean anything in there quite yet, so I'm kind of waiting on that. Hopefully some of the warmer weather that we have coming will help me out a little bit. So yeah, hopefully you guys are still tuning in. Hopefully like I said, I'm sorry I'm not pumping out the videos like I would like to. I still have a bunch of model railroad stuff that I'd like to get to. I don't even know if I will, just with how crazy work's been lately. I do apologize for the lack of videos, but when I can, I try and get you guys some content. So I do really appreciate everyone for sticking around. I think I'm at like 103 subscribers, which is just crazy awesome. I literally didn't think I'd have anyone subscribe to my channel, because I mean, my video quality isn't the best. My talking is far from being great, but I do try and explain stuff the best I can to you guys. If you have questions, I always try and answer them the best I can. Some people in older videos have put questions up, and I have not forgot about you. I just haven't got around to actually answering, figuring out what I need to figure out to answer that question. So for some of you that have asked questions and I haven't got back to you on those, don't think I've left you behind. I've just been super, super busy. So as always, really appreciate the support. I love all you guys. Love reading the comments. I love getting back to you guys in the comments, talking with you guys, and really hope you enjoy the update on this. I know it's not a super crazy update, but you know, it's an update nonetheless. We're a little bit further into the horn. We got our problem bolts out of the way, so thumbs up for no more problem bolts. So now I can not worry about anything breaking, because I was worried about those diffuser ring bolts. I thought some of them might break on me when I was really trying to wrench on them there. So good, no bolts, no drilling. I will be tapping the holes again just to clean out all of the crud, some of that corrosion that happens in there. I'll re-tap all the holes, clean everything out really nice, and then we'll do some testing sometime in the future here. So hopefully sooner rather than later. But thanks again, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time. Take care.